What's up, everyone? I got the Ascend D10T from Bass Pro this past weekend as a Father's Day present. So wives, if you're thinking about getting your husband something, it's definitely something to look at, getting them into kayaking. It's healthy, that sort of stuff. Quick video, I don't want to get too much into details, that sort of stuff. But really, I mean, that's what it looks like. Obviously, you can see it online, that sort of thing. So the D10T doesn't come fishing equipped. I plan on putting in some rod holders. Also another rod holder up here on the side. I'll do another video on that. Stay tuned. So pretty much what I did was I made a cutout of the actual opening of the rod holder. So I slid it all the way up the tube. It's a little bit easier than trying to trace the hole, and I feel like this hole is more of an oval than the actual circle. Once I did the cutout, I marked the cutout holes so that way I didn't have to keep bouncing back and forth, so I knew which way it was going to be facing. So I put a little bit of cant to it so that way the rods aren't going right off the back, so that way when I put my crate in the back, it's not going to be blocking it. So a little bit of an angle. Went ahead and drew my circle with a permanent marker, so that way I have a guide to go off of, so that way it doesn't look like trash once you start drilling and hacking into it. Make sure that you use silicone. Obviously, keep water out. I did it on both sides, so that way I measured and got like the angles and everything all lined up, so that way both of them mirror each other the best I could. I'm pretty good at eyeballing things like this. So if you're not, just make sure you make tons of measurements and make sure you do it the best you can, so that way it doesn't look like trash. Yep, so after marking it, what I plan on doing is using a drill bit. I'm gonna drill a hole down the middle and then work the drill bit, keep going around until I get close to it. Just make sure you bounce back and forth, so that way you don't heat up the plastic and warp it or melt it, or whatever word you want to use for that. So once you get close to it, what I plan on doing is using this file. It's a circular file, and I'm just gonna keep working the file until I get close to the actual mark that I made, and then keep using the rod holder just to make sure that the hole is like pretty. I want to get it like snug tight, so that way I'm not having to use a ton of I forgot the word of it. The silicone, my bad. So once I silicone it up, what I'll do, once I cut out the hole and it fits down in there nice and snug, I'll go ahead and mark my holes, get it all prepped, and then obviously run my bead of silicone, place it down in there, run some rivets. Rivet tool I got, it's one of the cheap ones. I think I picked it up at like either Harbor Freight or like Tractor Supply or something like that. These have different attachments. The rivets that came with the rod holders is a bigger circle. So make sure if you're buying one that doesn't have the extra attachments, make sure that the rivet one that you bought can actually fit it, because there's different sizes of the rivets. A lot of people are using screws. I don't like using screws because you're counting on the thread to hold on to the plastic, and when you get a lot of tension on it, especially if you plan on using the rod holders to hold like your kayak cart or something like that, you're going to be putting a lot of tension on that plastic, and I feel like a rivet will hold a lot better than an actual screw. But I'm going to go ahead and start drilling, getting everything prepped. I'll be right back. All right, I got the hole cut out. So a little bit that I learned, if you try to just get the opening of the circle, it doesn't work. So it's pretty much got to be the shape of the opening here. I thought by running up the cardboard would work on the template I made out, but once you get it down in there, it's got a nice snug fit. As you can see, I still got tons of plastic to be able to rivet to. The circle is nice and clean. By using a file, it's a lot easier to just do just a little bit at a time, try it, see if it works, try it again, just keep going back and forth. I'll go ahead and chop out the other hole, and we'll go ahead and get these things, get them seated down and riveted. I'll be back. Finished product of the rod holder from YakGear. No way y'all can see the brand. I'm not sure if I showed that this morning or not. YakGear. All right, it took me about, let's say about an hour and a half to do all this. I got both of them mounted. I riveted. I also put some silicone inside the hole, just to clean it up, so that way you don't have, salt water getting in there and rusting it out. I did it on both sides. I put the silicone all around on the inside, around all the holes, everything, so that way it's completely watertight now. These are also not cut out on the bottom, so that way water won't be getting inside the boat, if it happens to come over the edge. But that's it. So pretty much, I'll take a rod and show you all the angle I put on it. So it's right off the back there. It's not going straight along the back, so it's got a little bit of cant to it, which is nice, if you plan on trolling or whatever. Even still, what I thought about doing is putting more of an arc on it, so that way I can try to watch the rod tip if I am trolling. But what I was thinking, if I turn around and have the rod on there like that, and it's canted that much, and I'm going down a creek or something, then you gotta worry about branches and all that sort of stuff if I'm getting a little close to the edge. But that's the finished product on those rod holders, and I'll be back with other videos. Y'all stay tuned.